Hi, this is Mel from MelPinkBuJo, and today we will create another junk journal for my PenPal, and we will use an old book. I just distressed the edges to make it look more older and used, and I will recycle all the pages I got from this book for other projects. The cover is decorated with some metal flakes in gold tone. I just dropped some glue onto the cover and then the metal flakes in random shapes, just here and there. After drying, I put some structure paste with my stencils and random shapes here and there onto the cover to give it more structure. The color does not matter, we will paint these parts in a few seconds, in a moment. You can use every stencil that you have and like. It does not matter. After drying, I put some gold paint with my finger onto the structure painted part to make them stand out more, and a bit of the gold paint onto the cover to blend it all together. And when this was dried very well, I used my golden sparkling acrylic paint, as you can see here, and I covered the whole cover in this paint, in this golden sparkle paint. The next step is using some vanish to finish it all off, to make the paint more resistant to the daily usage. I reinforced the spine a bit more to make sure that this very old book is not falling apart while binding in my signatures. And I used some of the original book pages to cover the inner covers, but I used the ones with the writing on it, as you will see in a few moments. I just had to trim them down a little bit and then glued them into the inner covers and covered these parts with some fabric. It's a very thin fabric, so you will be able to see through. This is why I decided to use some of the book pages to cover the inner covers before using the fabric. I try to cut the fabric to the perfect size and to leave a few millimeters at the sides of the cover, but it did not come out perfect, and in the future I would do this another way. I would glue the fabric into the inner cover and then cut it off, and then cut it to size. I think this will work out better, but for this journal I did it this way and it worked out okay. And we will fix the parts where I think it looks not perfect, but we will fix it, and in the end result it looks totally okay for me. Then I punched a hole for my charms, to add my charms, and put an eyelet through the hole. And I used some golden book corner protectors to make the corners protected, and because I just like the look and I think it looks very cohesive because of the gold on the cover and the golden edges and all the things, they come together very nicely. Now I use some lace I have gotten recently, cut it to size, sewed it so that it will not unravel, and then I glued it into the inner cover, and I tried to glue it so that it will build a pocket. the overlapping over the outside of the cover is something I wanted to, because I like the look of it. And for the inner cover front, for the front inner cover, I created a pocket out of some cardstock, which I decorated and sewed around. And set it aside to dry very well. Here I am making a bit more decorations. It's just some old cardstock from food packaging, and I used my stamps to create a tag. And then I created a kind of double pocket on the inner cover, on the inner front cover. After everything is dried very well, I am binding in my signatures. I have 3 signatures and I have only 3 pages per signature, but I will embellish this journal very overloaded, because I like the style when I use it for my own or for my PenPal, to say so, not for other people. I used some fabric, and every signature has 3 pages, as I said, and one of the pages is a fabric. There are some pockets, tea-dyed and fabric-dyed papers, and so on. And here comes the final result. I added some kind of closure. It's a satin band. I added some charms and many ephemera and details and such things, as you will see when I flip through the journal right now. Some tags and tabs, paper clips, embellishment, journaling cards, journaling spots, stickers, everything. There are many things to explore. It's a very thick journal, and for me it's okay because it's for my personal use. I won't sell it this much embellished, I think, but for my personal use it's totally okay for me. Everything is handmade, everything is made with very much love. There are many details to explore and to find and to use in this journal. There will be a full flip through on my journal in a few days, so that you can see every little detail, every little thing I put into this journal in real time. And because I was such in a creating mood, I created a little notebook which goes well with this journal, I think, with this altered book. I used some fabric in the same color, the same red color, and used very many of the same details. I clipped in very many little cards. I used some punching tools. I used printables, fuzzy cards, scrapbooking paper, tickets, self-made tags, tabs, every kind of thing, paper clips, little envelopes, hidden paper clips, a border punch, tuck spots, and an elastic closure with a button on it.